I ain't never made a call to Diddy. I got Diddy's number, just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened.
He told me to take me shop. I looked at him like, what you just said?
Ooh, this is a tight one. And the winner is Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? Yep.
You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming back.
That's why I don't be going to them puppy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. What the fuck you talking about? Look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. To each his own. I'm just saying this ain't my kind of party. I like it. It's uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom. Like that is good.
The reason why their groups are so close is because all of them have a certain type of STD. I think they all got the alphabet. Now, bear with me, guys, because I'm not even trying to cap. I looked at it like this. You know they're not using condoms, right? So if you're in a party not using condoms, it ain't like you could catch something twice, right? You know, so if you already got something, ain't like you can catch it again. So I believe, one of my theories is that these people at these Diddy parties were so close because they all had STDs.
I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participate. So
was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky. All of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
For decades, hip-hop has been driven by larger-than-life personalities, intense rivalries, and buried secrets that eventually erupt into the public spotlight. Among the most notorious and long-standing tensions is the ongoing clash between 50 Cent and Diddy. What began as subtle competition between 2 industry powerhouses has evolved into nearly 2 decades of relentless public friction, with 50 Cent repeatedly taking pointed shots at Diddy whenever the moment arises. In recent years, however, the feud has escalated far beyond playful jabs and online exchanges. 50 Cent now claims to possess insider knowledge about controversial events tied to Diddy's private gatherings, allegations involving high-profile celebrities that have sent shockwaves through the music world. His statements have reignited old tensions and fueled intense public debate. In this deep dive, we explore the origins of their rivalry, examine the claims, and uncover how this ongoing saga continues to influence hip-hop culture. 50 Cent has openly criticized Diddy's lavish lifestyle, accusing him of hosting exclusive, secretive parties surrounded by mystery, and even pointing toward a circle of celebrities rumored to have attended. The roots of this conflict trace back to the early 2000s, a turbulent time for 50 Cent. After surviving a near-fatal shooting and being dropped by his record label, he struggled to rebuild his career, turning to ghostwriting to stay afloat. He later revealed that one of his ghostwritten verses was performed by Diddy on the track, Let's Get It by G-Dep. Although the two never collaborated directly, this indirect connection placed them in overlapping industry circles, creating a quiet, underlying tension that simmered for years before eventually spilling into the public eye.
Than you, living after being shot 9 times.
I don't know what the criteria is for street credibility. Or
That's
if
it.
If there's something that creates more merit for you. I looked at that experience as something that was unfortunate that I had to.
I forget, why did the guy shoot you 9 times? Was it drugs or something?
It was paid to do it.
He was paid to do it.
Yeah.
Who would want to
Why
shoot
were you
you?
targeted?
You're such a good guy.
It's my past.
It was a drug thing,
No,
like a
just-
business thing.
Karma.
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 Explain to me again why this guy was hired to shoot you 9 times.
Well, you was paid because someone, felt like that I would potentially do something to them if they kept going in the direction that they were going.
Man, you are tough.
What are you talking about?
The fact that somebody put out a hit on him because he was going to f somebody up? What kind of shit is that? That's crazy.
What is this all over?
I don't know.
It's difficult to explain, Robin, because you're not actually in the environment or involved in the
Just
subject.
You can explain it to
Explain
me.
it. We'll see if we can follow it.
Nah, man, it's just,
What happened? What had you?
it's
what-
so tough.
You were pissed off at someone and you were going after them. What were you pissed off about?
Nah, we was just having differences.
Oh, like over what? A woman?
Nah,
No
just
way.
going back and forth. Like a guy got robbed in the actual neighborhood.
And he accused you of robbing.
Nah, he just seen me communicating with someone who actually
robbed him.
And he misinterpreted the conversation because he seen me laughing and us talking, but he didn't know I grew up with the guy.
You're talking to a guy who you don't even know up this other guy.
Yeah,
And now all of a sudden they think you're in cahoots with this guy.
Yeah, because you see you laughing and talking, they figure you laughing and talking about them.
Pain-wise, how bad is it to get shot in the face? Like, I mean...
Probably... I don't know how to describe that outside of...
Is it a 10 on the pain scale?
It's not really like... Because it's not as painful as having to visit the dentist repeatedly for root canal.
Really? Do you think you're dead at that point when you take 9 bullets? Do you go, oh, this is it, I'm checking out?
Well, it's a life-threatening situation. It's just not... I've seen people going to the hospital under circumstances that were way less intense and not come out.
Yeah, it's a miracle you lived. Did you think you were like Jesus had saved you or something? Like, did you have a religious...
Where were all these bullets?
Oh yeah, you have those moments where you get a little closer connection to your higher power because you kind of don't have an answer.
But where
to
were all
why.
these bullets? Because if you're shot 9 times and you live, it probably didn't hit anything important.
Meanwhile, how lame is this guy who shot you?
Everything's important, Robin. Everything's important.
But 50, how lame is this
guy? You in one of your unimportant areas, Robin.
Yeah, right. What's an unimportant area? You're right.
What the?
Oh yeah, he shot you in unimportant areas. Do you,
talking medically.
But it's amazing your face isn't scarred from getting shot in the face, right?
I got the little dimple.
Oh, is that what
By
it's from?
2002, 50 Cent was rapidly emerging as one of hip-hop's most fearless and unapologetic voices, never hesitating to call out anyone in his path. During this rise, Diddy became one of his primary targets. But this tension went beyond simple rivalry. Beneath 50 Cent's words was a deep-rooted distrust. Rather than stepping back, he leaned into the conflict. Through interviews, social media, and his own television platforms, 50 Cent openly mocked and criticized Diddy, sometimes with humor, but often with pointed, serious undertones. He questioned Diddy's behavior, challenged his public image, and persistently highlighted what he saw as a clear divide between the polished persona presented to the world and the reality behind the scenes.
It comes back. And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys. What you mean? The laws are the way they are because
Because of the priests.
The priests touching little boys.
Oh. Why is everyone looking at me, bro? I just go to church. I just go to church, right? Nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allow you to go that far back.
Turn away from you right there. I'm just a Catholic kid. Go on. You've been dead with No. What's the body of Christ taste like? It's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
Yo. So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
Yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only. Everybody else is scared.
Huh?
But everybody else is scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just asking.
I think they're scared.
But if they're scared, then that's what I'm thinking.
Insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying people gonna come for him a little bit.
No, I thought he would do funny, funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist.
So he did the corporate way of trying to keep you down. Oh, it's not me, it's them.
It's them. And then when M says he's not gonna do it if I'm not there, then
let's go.
Yeah. You know,
that's what's your and Jay's issue?
It's just competitive stuff.
It's really just competitive.
This is what I'm saying. When it gets past actual art, like actual music, and you're trying to block something that's in business, then it feels weird. It feels like we should be having beef.
Oh, okay. So that's the behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music, but there's behind the scenes business deals that a guy is getting involved with on the side, and it's not like you're going to go public and be like, they tried to stop my vitamin water.
This deal, and you go, he said that to you, like,
wow.
Like they'll speak to your temperament, like say, you know, 50's a little crazy. He'll say anything. You see what saying anything did to Kanye.
So they're trying. He's basically trying to scare people out of doing the deal.
Later, 50 Cent revealed plans for an in-depth documentary series centered on his decades-long feud with Diddy and the growing allegations surrounding the music mogul. This was not another social media stunt. It was a carefully developed project aimed at uncovering what 50 Cent described as hidden truths behind one of the industry's most powerful figures. B.Y. May, he had reportedly secured a deal with Netflix, ensuring the story would reach a global audience. With that move, his claims shifted from online controversy to a worldwide conversation that is impossible to ignore.
Thank you. Now let's get to a few of this morning's other big headlines.
Starting with a bombshell announcement amid the mounting lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs, Houston rapper 50 Cent announced yesterday that he's the executive producer of a docu-series about the assault and allegations against Combs. The series will also discuss trafficking and racketeering charges Combs is facing. The series is expected to make a premiere on Netflix, but a date has not yet been set.
So you have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right? I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated. So
was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s and PPD said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
So like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries. They went to Tubi, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment that really call out people and kind of have that authority in that to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them. And if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything.
Let me ask you this: do you think she knew what he was doing?
I believe she knew he was doing the freak-offs, but do I believe she knew he was allocating different monies to different places and which way it was going, which offshore accounts, which Swiss banks accounts, and all that shit was going in? Nah. I think she just was enjoying the fruits of the labor.
But why you believe she knew about the freak-offs?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And then you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did know this video.
That's from the Diddy Freak Off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her in that thing, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, you know, will be a part of a freak off?
I think that she liked to party, and she party with young people. She's always been like that.
But to get back to this lawsuit, right? Lil Rod, he also alleges that, you know, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now, because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had. So if you read it in the thing, they never had. He made claims that they never had. But how would he grope your anus? Your asshole? How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with two other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, you know, Diddy will grope his, you know, butt, you know, instead of anus? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out, how does that work? You know, somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy something. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship, or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place, and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say, we woke up with all my clothes. He said, we woke up butt the F naked.
For now, the situation remains unresolved. Yet 50 Cent continues to insist that a list exists and vows to reveal it when the time is right. When Diddy's trial concluded, he was cleared of the most serious charges, including racketeering and trafficking. However, he was found guilty of transporting women for prostitution, a verdict that suggested some of the long-circulating rumors surrounding his private life carried elements of truth. For 50 Cent, this marked a turning point. Rather than simply reacting to the court's decision, he presented the outcome as confirmation of what he had long implied, that Diddy's empire was built on exploitation and deception. In his view, the verdict did not close the chapter. It reinforced his belief that the full story has yet to be
The
revealed.
violation I have experienced during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that a temporary feeling of relief.
The fallout only fueled 50 Cent's momentum. With courtroom details now exposed, it became increasingly difficult to dismiss his claims as baseless attacks. Each new development added weight to his words, and in hip-hop, credibility is everything. But this is not random provocation. Every move is calculated. By linking Diddy's legal battle to his documentary project, 50 Cent ensures the narrative continues long after the headlines fade. Through persistent social media posts and sharp public criticism, he keeps the spotlight firmly in place. And by hinting at a mysterious list of celebrities, he keeps both fans and insiders on edge, uncertain if or when those names will surface. One thing, however, is clear. 50 Cent positions himself as someone determined to reveal what he believes is the truth. For him, this goes beyond one individual. It is about shaping the narrative and forcing an industry to confront what it has long avoided. The public follows closely, reacting to every post, every remark. Each cryptic hint reignites speculation, with many convinced he knows far more than he reveals. Behind the scenes, the industry's response tells a different story. Most figures have remained silent, reluctant to risk powerful connections or draw attention to any possible links. That silence only adds to the weight of the claims. If there were nothing to address, why has no one stepped forward to deny it directly? For many within the industry, silence is the safest option. Diddy still holds influence, connections, and a network willing to stand behind him. Speaking out could carry serious consequences. But 50 Cent operates differently. His ventures extend far beyond music, into film, television, business, and real estate. He does not depend on industry approval, and that independence allows him to speak more boldly, more openly, and with far fewer restraints than most.
His thing was turning straight men gay. That was his thing. Where's Hype? What's his last film project?
Belly?
Yeah, DMX was a star in that.
Facts. Facts. Jab, my question to you is, and again, we're just talking the psychology of a man.
What if the entertainment industry is nothing but a cover for a worldwide dream?
You mentioned who's on tapes and who got tapes out.
Yeah.
The purpose of having a recorded freak off.
Yeah.
What does that do for the male? What does that do for the female? Like, some females are cool with it. What is the thought behind that as far as, let's record this session and either rewatch, keep it for sale? Is it evidence? Is it just, like, what is the mentality behind having
if you can
the
own
visual memory?
Their vulnerability, if you can own that, you have the ability to control and manipulate that person. See, guys start off by saying, "Oh, man, I don't want to watch porn. I just want to watch us." See, that's the line.
That's the line.
Would you rather me be watching us than watching a bunch of other? See, the finesse, that fluff. Do you really want me watching anybody else but you? I could look at you all day. Vanity. See, make her feel special. Make her feel like she's the only, the object. Meanwhile, this is sitting here thinking, so her daddy works at Sony and I need such and such as contract ended.
Does it also work this way for men?
Absolutely. And it's worse for the men. Women are used to being the victims of, not men. No man walks in thinking that another man is looking at him like a lollipop. Not a straight man. You are only hip to the that you hip to. You know what I mean? Which is why you hear so many people say they went to Diddy parties and they felt like something was off and decided to leave, or they got invited to another room and they decided to go because they felt like it wasn't right, or whatever the case may be. These is literally walking in there not thinking. Seriously, but the thing is, they were still willing to take the chance to go because everybody's been hearing these.
For 50 Cent, this is no longer about revenge or entertainment. It's about accountability. He has made it clear that he wants Diddy to face real consequences, and he appears determined to use every platform at his disposal to pursue that goal, from social media to documentary filmmaking, and even the possibility of revealing the names tied to the controversy. 50 Cent remains relentless. In his view, the truth is not meant to stay hidden, and sooner or later, he believes it will come to light.
I didn't do nothing Puffy did. Yeah, no, it was just so excitement. There's so much excitement that there was no reason for me to put something in our drink.
Oh my goodness.
I need you to remember. I need you to remember this.
The foundation.
Thank you. Thank you. I told you I jump around.
Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Oh, that's why. It's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him. Right? Because it's fluffy.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. And I'm like, what you mean? That's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. And now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards. Or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. And when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, I gotta spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. You don't hear him talking about French. French was right there. Right? Why you get so quiet? You guys make me feel like I'm so scared.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
No, they see this. You see this. They see this.
They see it.
Nah, you see this. They want to act like that. Oh, we got nothing to do with that. If we could just...
No, that ain't it.
The feud between 50 Cent and Diddy has spanned nearly 2 decades, but today, it reaches far beyond jokes or personal attacks. 50 Cent claims to possess insider knowledge about celebrities connected to Diddy's private gatherings, and he appears determined to bring those claims into the open. With a documentary series expected to premiere on Netflix, the conflict has evolved from a personal rivalry into a global spectacle. The story is now unfolding on the world stage, and the stakes have never been higher.